Hello students, let us continue chapter 6 tissues. Today we are going to discuss our next topic, that is the second part of plant tissue, complex permanent tissue. So students, different types of tissues we have discussed in last videos. Until now, all are made of one type of cells which look like each other. Such tissues are known as simple permanent tissue that we have discussed in last video. Yet another type of permanent tissue, that is complex tissue. Complex tissues are made up of more than one type of cells. All these cells coordinate to perform a common function. Xylem and phloem are examples of such complex tissues. They are both conducting tissues and constitute a vascular bundle. Vascular or conductive tissue is a distinctive feature of the complex plants, one that has made possible their survival in the terrestrial environment. So, complex tissues are made up of more than one type of cells and coordinate with each other and perform a specific type of function. So here let us discuss about xylem and phloem. Xylem cells have thick walls and most of them are dead cells. It has following components: tracheids, it is tubular structure, then vessels, again tubular structures we are observing in the diagram, and xylem parenchyma stores food and helps in sideways conduction of water. Now, phloem actually transports materials in both the directions. It has four components. The first one, sieve tubes, as we are observing in the diagram. These are tubular cells having perforated walls. Then companion cells. These are situated on the sides of the sieve tubes. Next one, phloem fiber. It is dead cells in the phloem and phloem parenchyma. These are four compartments. Now, animal tissues. When we breathe, we can actually feel the movement of our chest. How do these body parts move? For this, we have specialized cells called muscle cells. So, the contraction and relaxation of these cells result in movement. Now, during breathing, we inhale oxygen. Where does this oxygen go? It is absorbed in the lungs and then it is transported to all parts of the body cells through blood. Now, why would cells need oxygen? The functions of mitochondria we studied earlier provide a clue to this question. But blood flows and carries various substances from one part of the body to other. So, for example, it carries oxygen and food to all cells. It also collects waste from all parts of the body and carries them to the liver and kidney for disposal. So, blood and muscles are both examples of tissues found in our body. On the basis of functions they perform, we can think of different types of animal tissues. Blood is a type of connective tissue and muscle forms muscular tissue. So, on the basis of these, there are four types of animal tissues: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous tissue. The very first we will discuss epithelial tissue. So, these are important tissues of animal body. Let us discuss the characteristics of epithelial tissue, which is the first part of animal tissue. It is the covering or protective tissue in the animal body. Epithelium covers most organs and cavities within the body. It also forms a barrier to keep different body systems separate. The skin, the lining of the mouth, the lining of blood vessels, lung alveoli, and kidney tubules are all made up of epithelial tissues. Epithelial tissue cells are tightly packed and form a continuous sheet. They have only a small amount of cementing material between them and almost no intercellular spaces. Obviously, anything entering or leaving the body must cross at least one layer of epithelium. So, as a result, the permeability of the cells of various epithelia play an important role in regulating the exchange of materials between the body and the external environment, and also between different parts of the body. Regardless of the type, all epithelium is usually separated from the underlying tissue by an extracellular fibrous basement membrane. So, different epithelia show different structures that correlate with their unique functions. For example, in cells lining blood vessels or lung alveoli, where the transportation of substances occur through a selectively permeable surface, there is a simple flat kind of epithelium known as simple squamous epithelium. This is one of the example. Other than these, there are four more epithelium parts. Let us discuss one by one. Depending on the function, epithelial tissue is subdivided. So, the first part, squamous epithelium, subdivided into two subtypes, that is simple squamous epithelium and stratified squamous epithelium. So, what is it? Let us discuss. Simple squamous epithelium is extremely thin, flat, and delicate cells lining various organs, that is esophagus, lining of mouth, etc., are examples. Whereas stratified squamous epithelium is made up of epithelial cells arranged in many layers. Of it offers protection and prevents wear and tear, that is skin. Next, columnar epithelium. Tall, pillar like cells facilitate movements across the epithelial barrier. For example, inner linings of intestine where water absorption and secretion takes place. Next, ciliated epithelium. Columnar epithelial cells with cilia are known as ciliated epithelium. Function is to push forward substances like mucus. Next, cuboidal epithelium. Cube-shaped cells we are observing in the diagram, forming lining of kidney tubules and ducts of salivary glands. Function is to provide mechanical support. Next, glandular epithelium. Portion of the epithelial tissue folds inwards and forms multicellular gland, secretory in nature. Next part, nervous tissues. Highly specialized cells for stimulation and transmission of stimulus form the nervous system. Brain, spinal cord, and all the nerves in the body are made up of nervous tissue. These specialized cells are called neurons or nerve cells. Each neuron has cyton or cell body, single long axon, and many branched dendrites. Nerve impulse travels through nerve fibers. Many nerve fibers, together bound by connective tissue, form the nerves. So nerves are joined with muscles and thus form combination by which locomotion is possible in all animals. Here, let us discuss more about nervous tissue. Neuron has a cell body or cyton containing nucleus and cytoplasm. From neuron, single long fiber-like structure arise, which is called an axon. There are many short branch fibers called dendrites. We are observing in the diagram. Dendrites pick up the impulse with axon, transmit it further. An individual neuron may be up to meter length. So students, I hope you understood complex permanent tissue and two parts of animal tissues. Thank you for listening this video.